feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved. I feel like I'm on the ball today. I even felt exempted from the law today. It's like this revelation dawned on me. It's so amazing, helps support the cause. I get everyone involved.
This revelation dawned on me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and it is a good morning to be a Dolphin fan.
Oh, it is a good morning to be a Dolphin fan. It is a Victory Tuesday, not a Victory Monday. It is nice to get a win on Monday Night Football, have Troy Aikman and Joe Buck kind of hype you up. Good for Mike McDaniel. I know that flight home for them was a good one. It's better than that flight home after losing.
It's a long way to fly.
It's a long way.
On the West Coast.
LA to Miami is a long flight. They do get on the flight right after. So everybody is waking up happy in South Florida. The Dolphins saved the state of Florida from complete and utter embarrassment.
From a complete shutout.
Utter embarrassment. It would have been 0-12 for football teams of a certain caliber. So good for the Dolphins. Maybe the Canes losing kind of gave the Dolphins the push they needed. But it is also nice when the Jets lose, I will admit.
So what's the takeaway? I mean, you're a season-long fan. Yeah. You can hypothesize that if Tua didn't get hurt.
I think if you talk about in a pure, I guess, this team in a vacuum and the kind of guys that have been here, the nucleus for the last 3-4 years, I would say that this team has experienced almost as much adversity, more adversity than any other team in the NFL when it comes to injuries, when it comes to losing your quarterback, controversy. It doesn't really matter. And to be 2-6, to be across the country on Monday Night Football to watch them compete is nice. It's nice to see you make an investment in them and you expect an investment back. I do think when you invest in tickets that you are a stakeholder of the team, right? And you are due some expectation. And it was cool to see grown men go out and do their job last night. I think was cool.
So you mentioned this, and I tend to agree with you. They've been competitive. They should have beat Arizona. They were right in it against Buffalo. Yeah. Blow for blow. You lose 2 games in a row by the last second field goal.
Still a job. They're getting paid a lot of money to be out there. But it's always good to get a win against a good football team. If you know anything about the coaches, Sean McVay and Mike McDaniel obviously go way back, worked on staffs together. So I'm sure it was a little bit of a little brother moment for Mike McDaniel to get a win, to have his defense play amazing, which I'm sure he played a role in understanding, what they're going to run conceptually and stuff like that. But yeah, it keeps the season alive from a pure fan perspective. Yeah. You get to watch next week with some excitement. And that's all you can ask for.
So we're always looking at leadership, and boy, steering that ship through the losing streak was not an easy thing to do. You think the pressure's off?
No. I think that we're at the most important part of the season. I think for everybody. I don't think that there's a moment to rest. You're in week 9. Week 9 becomes week 10. And before you know it, it'll be week 18. And the playoff races and jobs and people will get fired and lose their jobs over the next few weeks. It's a fun time. Yes, Greg, I'm all in on Tua and the Dolphins. I mean, honestly,
we're renewing it anyway. I mean,
it's a fun event. It's I'm going. It's too much fun, and whenever they do win, it'll be worth it. I hope.
So last thing about the Dolphins, and then we'll move on because we got a nice show of great content. What do you got to do to get Tua's head out of the way?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think habits. I think we're seeing human habits at the highest level. I just think things that he's done repeatedly over the last 26 years of his life. I think it's tough when the bullets are flying. You kind of just get back to being who you are.
Love it.
He'll probably get hurt again, but we'll enjoy it in the meantime.
It's unreal. So, before we get into the major content, I like these little nuggets of things that we can talk about that kind of are fun. And I read an article that's talked about do the right thing. And it said, returning the cart at the supermarket is a small act of kindness, a sign of consideration, and a willingness to take a few extra seconds to do what's right. Do you do what's right?
No. Well, it depends. Depends. I think no is the simple answer. And I think it's okay to be honest. I think last week I said I go with zone 2. So I don't return the shopping cart. I don't. I don't. Why? It's so far.
Well, here's the thing. So in the article, they talk about some excuses. The receptacle is too far from where you parked. They have a child and they don't want to leave it unattended. The weather is unpleasant. They perceive it as someone else's responsibility to collect the carts. So those are all the excuses, right? So this lady who wrote the article.
Wait, hold on. Are the rules different if they have one of those outside places to put the carts?
Well, that's what they're talking about, the receptacle.
That's the receptacle.
You got to go. Yeah, I would maybe bring it back there, but I'm not bringing it like all the way back.
No, that's unrealistic.
But okay.
Place those receptacles.
Okay,
and I got to tell you,
sometimes a good person
parking the car when there's a cart there is a pain in the ass. So I love this because the lady identified certain categories of cart users. There are the returners, which I am a returner. They always return the cart regardless of distance, whether they feel a sense of obligation. I do that. Okay. There are the never returners. Okay. These people never return their carts, believing it's someone else's responsibility to do that. Number 3, there are the convenience returners. They return the cart when the is parked near, they're right near the receptacle.
Well, so I think the rules are different if you're with someone else as well. If you have someone else with you, it's someone should pack the car, get the car, and then someone should bring the cart back, and the person driving the car picks the cart up. The person who I think that's a standard rule. Like if we ever went as kids, I never didn't bring it back. I didn't ever not bring it. But if I'm by myself.
A child-driven returner. Often people have children who enjoy helping. Correct. Sometimes turning the cart's return into a game. I would never let my kids do it in a parking lot with the way people drive. But,
yes, yeah, no.
And then there are finally the pressure returners. They return their carts only if an attendant is nearby.
Those are the worst kind of people.
Oh.
Those are they only follow the law because they're watching or whatever that is. What are some other things that, like, I don't know, do you let people merge in front of you?
I do. I let people in.
I'm normally a merger. I allow them.
I tend to be, but it's situational. I mean, there's
to
no
be
doubt.
Honest, I take it on myself that I'm in the merge lane. I'm like, you're an idiot for being there. Me. Like I shouldn't have been there. That was
if you're getting on 95 and you get people that are really slow, it's like we're getting on a highway, folks.
Right.
You know?
Like, would you return a wallet with money?
In a heartbeat. Yeah.
In a heartbeat? Phone?
I would never take money.
I don't know.
So Corey is a near returner. Patrice, I knew it. I could have bet that I returned it. Jamie Tribble, I always put the card in the return card spots. I
gotta tell you, so I looked up other ways to be good in society, and it says help someone else with directions. I am the worst human being, and I gotta tell you, and it's normally in South Florida, you get asked by someone who barely speaks English. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know where you're asking to go. And I use my phone. I don't know about anyone else. I'm a maps user. Like I could be going to the grocery store and I'm using the maps just to make sure that there's no accident or anything. And so I'm the worst when people ask for directions.
Susie is a yes, always return the wallet and the phone and the cart and whatever it is. So I just
guys are great people.
I just believe it's my responsibility. Now I did hear Bill Burr, who's a great comedian, and I should have played it here, talking about going to the grocery store and having to check yourself out. And he's like, when the fuck did I start working at a supermarket? So just great. Your generation has no idea where to tell people to go. Funny stuff. Let's wake this up. We have great content. Ryan Holiday is going to offer us 12 stoic questions that you can ask yourself every day to be great. Shay, wake us up. Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up, come on, come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe this and this what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in there. No more doctor thinking. Time for thinking ahead. Come on. So I just want to make note that you have upgraded your situation with lighting and microphone. Thank you. The audience thanks you.
It's about
I
time.
thank you. Your sound is spectacular. You are
keeping up with your backgrounds,
reverberation.
Like
Good
that.
stuff. So we start every day with an affirmation, a good thought, something to feed ourselves. Beginning of the year, I got to see Jim Quick, who is this memory specialist and mind specialist. Jake, give it to us.
The person you will be in 5 years depends largely on the books you read, the food you eat, the people you spend time with, the habits you adopt, and the conversations you engage in.
So what do you think? I mean, leave that up there for a second, Jay. Just break it down.
I think one, these are 5 main deposits, I guess you can say, on a daily basis that you do that stay pretty consistent. I think that help in your development. I think the key notion is the only difference between the person you want to be and the person you are is time. You can change, you can be anything. Starts with a decision, and then obviously however long it takes to then become that person is different for everybody. And so I think that's what it's talking about. It's just any set a time period, you can be someone different, you could have new habits, and it all starts with those 5 things.
The only thing I would add is that it doesn't take 5 years.
No,
you do it for 90 days. You do it over and over for 4 times in a year, every 90 days. Well, you're unrecognizable.
If you're doing something for 90 days, 60 days, even 30 days, depending on what it is, and then you're not seeing any difference or any change, then you're probably on the wrong plan or path, and you should probably divert.
I would agree. Melissa Graves, this is absolutely needs to be mentioned. Found $10 on the ground. She gave it to the lost and found. Look at that.
I think I told this story on the huddle before, but I was at a game. I was at a Panther game, and I was walking around, and I think I found a $100 bill on the ground, or it was a $50 bill or something. And I grabbed it, or I saw it, and a girl scurried over to grab it before me, and saw I was going to get it. And she was like, "Is it yours?" And I was like, "No." And she goes, "You want to split it? I'll Venmo you." And I was like, "Sure." Give her my Venmo. 10 minutes go by, I go back to my seat. I'm like, damn, she didn't Venmo me. She kept the money. And sure enough, later that night, I got $25 Venmo to split it. So we were both bad people because we didn't find the owner. But there was a little bit of good humanity there.
I mean, at that point, you can't really attach it to anybody.
No, but it felt good to share in it, I guess, in the lucky.
So, in the vein of playing good music just for good music's sake, Shay, give us some Gorgon City Unmissable.
When I'm looking in your eyes, I'm not sure if you're still with me. What is it that's on your mind? When I'm gone, are you sure that you miss me? 'Cause it's been a long time coming. We've traveled down a long road to be here. It doesn't make no sense that we're running when it's time to face all our fears. The sun's gonna shine for the last time, and I don't wanna miss it all. We made it this far, stay in my arms. Let's make it unmissable. Oh, let's make it unmissable. Make it unmissable. Oh, let's make it unmissable. Make it unmissable.
Ooh, look at you.
Good stuff, huh?
Look at you, sir.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? Are you if you hear a song, you keep it on a list? Are you how are you actively searching for music?
So I have a pretty extensive library of stuff on my own that I just get inspired and I go, wow, I haven't listened to any of that kind of music. Gorgon City and I forget the other guy who was the great DJ, but God, I can't think of his name, but great stuff that like I first heard Gorgon City when I was on vacation in the Bahamas, and I woke up in the morning and there was music playing in the background. I was like, shit, what is that?
Well, like Shazam was like revolutionary whenever that came out.
Unreal.
That changed the game.
I aim to please Michelle Potteroff. I aim to please.
Listen. In his Daily Huddle shirt, he will be playing music.
So Ryan Holiday, if you're not following him, if you're not reading his stuff we talked about, it's the books you read.
Not to be confused with the pitcher, Ryan Holiday, right?
No. This is Ryan Holiday, the entrepreneur, Ryan Holiday, the author. He offers up 12 stoic questions. And being a stoic is basically being present in the moment and not be too happy or elated. People live those emotional roller coasters. Stoicism is sort of that neutrality, if you will. So I thought he put together 12 great questions. I thought we'd bang it around. Do you have the questions, Jake?
I do, actually.
And anything jump out at you where you want to start?
I don't know. I always love the question, what does your ideal day look like?
Yeah, unbelievable.
I just like, this is unrehearsed. I do like that.
It's incredible.
There is content, but it is kind of digested on our own, and then we come with our talking points. It says if you're not intentional about how you spend your time, and I think that every day should have a little bit of those 5 things, that we talked about in the beginning, about who are you spending your time with? What are you doing? What are you reading? Personally, if you ask me what my ideal day was, it would include work. There is a sense of accomplishment of working out and working, right? And making progress that I think goes into a great day or your ideal day. I would be amazed if you didn't answer the same way. That work would play some role in that day.
Yeah, I mean, my role at the company has changed, which I'm very grateful for. I tell my friends and clients and prospects, I worked my whole life to get here where I basically pick and choose what I want to do. It's my perfect day, who I get to work with, what we achieve. I'm around some fantastic people, really is wonderful. But for me, and this was a couple of years ago, my word of the year, which will be coming up with those exercises shortly, I always picked a word for the year, that said that, and my word was intentional. I wanted to be intentional about everything I did. Why am I doing this? Unpack it. Why am I getting up at 5 o'clock to go work out? Why? Well, it makes me feel good. I like the result. I like, so if you're not intentional about your day, someone else is. And that always freaked me out. Like, okay, if I'm not controlling it, then someone else is controlling my time. So I live through my calendar. Everybody knows that. And I think it's really important to, create things that stir you. And my work stirs me.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, the perspective of it from somebody who is 63. I don't want to. 64. Damn.
I am tipping towards 65.
64. So the difference of perspective of someone who's 64 and someone who is 26, you have lived a lot of days. Not to, sorry, not to be.
Thank God.
Sorry. So,
Beats the alternative.
Literal, maybe. I just meant that, your iterating of your ideal day is a lot less. Like, you've reached the stage where you know what fulfills you. You talked about that self-reflection that you do, the asking the why were you doing it? How did it make you feel? As someone who's 26 or someone who's in between us, who's continuously has changing priorities, whether it be kids, houses, jobs, kind of different. It's interesting because you really do have to problem solve your ideal day, and you got to kind of tinker and find out what's right for you. Like I know we do those studies about whether you're a 9:30 a.m. person or a 12 p.m., or whatever this, the test tells you of what you are, is you really got to kind of continuously perfect your schedule. And I think it's obviously easier for people who are in the entrepreneur role or have the flexibility because they have to fill their day with something, opposed to a 9 to 5 sitting in an office. But I do think it is, like you said, you got to try different things, ask why you're doing it, how does it fulfill you, and have that mental self checklist in order to ensure you're kind of doing it in the right way, per se.
So, I grew up in an age when busy was the badge. Ooh, I'm busy. I'm working 12 hours a day. And, everybody walked around busy. I learned trying to be the best version of myself that productive was better than busy. And most of the people I work with, a big part of that is managing this time thing. So the whole idea was that, holy shit, I need to be, it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm still humping around. Well, I didn't want to do that. I felt like I fell into it. So, it's
somewhat of an American ideal, though, is the more, do more. I don't think efficiency. I don't think we strive to be efficient in the way that we do anything in our daily lives. I don't.
Well, your old profession was a perfect example of where you had to be there fucking 15 hours a day. And
we're more scared of change, knowing what the benefits can be. We're still so afraid of change that we don't do it, even though it could be more efficient or better. And I think that that's such an interesting human lesson, that we like normal processes, whether it's even harder, this is a better way, but we don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Or something like that, where like you struggle, where that's the hump of it could be easier, but we're so afraid of change. And you just got to get out of that.
These questions stirred me. We don't have time to go through them all, but number 12, is this who I want to be? Our actions shape our identity. Are you becoming the person you aspire, and what habits will allow you to be that person? I think this really, Helen really reacted to this, that I wanted every day. I want to be the best version of me. How do I do that? It's paying attention. It's understanding what I'm thinking. What are the fears and doubts? What am I, and so if that's the goal, other things fall in line. Like I love sleep now more than I've ever done before, because it restores me, it renews me, and without it, I was dragging my ass all the time.
And I think if you're gonna ask who you want to be, you better be damn sure you know who you are. You better be honest in the self-reflection. Look, you can. I don't know if you're gonna find it.
Pulls up 3-pointer, bang, it's good.
I think we found Shay sleeping in the back room.
No, just listen. You got him at the end of the show. He's probably got the closing credits ready to roll. But yeah, just be honest in your self-reflection.
Had to scroll.
Yeah, listen. Believe me, as someone who's run the board, I will tell you I understand.
Look at Michelle. Michelle saying that's a nugget. That is a nugget. Hopefully, you will see that on replay on YouTube.
Sure,
love doing the show with you. It is becoming the highlight of my week.
Highlight of your week. I'm in the driver's seat tomorrow. Or no, I'm not in the driver's seat tomorrow. I'm back with Mark, who will be in the driver's seat tomorrow. Yep. And then Lori will be on Thursday. And then who do we got on Friday?
I am Huddler in the hot seat is Ashley Shaw. Actually is not sure of her title. She's like regional president for Aflac in the northern part of the state. And just a joy to work with. So committed to being the best version of herself. So
look forward to that. Keep joining. If you know anybody looking for some daily motivation, send them the huddle, invite them. If you're looking for more content for us, sign up for our newsletter, go to ontheball.co to learn more how we might help you get 1% better. And we'll be back tomorrow. So in the meantime, let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down.